Hi guys, it's Carla. I do not know what day or week this is of being confined to home. But I have been working on projects for my friends out there who have my Facebook and all of that. I started a couple projects. I started working on repairing the water damage down in the basement. I am about halfway done with that, and then I still need to paint the basement so I can start turning it into my game room area. Um, and I painted my front door. Um, I officially have that done. It looks so pretty. I love it. I am in love with this color. I also have to do the wood around the porch to get rid of that purple. I don't know if I'm going to do it the same color as the front door or if I'm going to do it a different green that I also have. Either way, it's gonna look really, really nice whenever it's done. Um, it's been I've been trying to pace myself as I go. I know day one, I was like, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna do this. And then I started doing it, and the screws weren't long enough. So, I did have to go back out the next day and get screws that were longer. And I I got the first half of it done. I am really impressed with myself. I used a handsaw. I I got a screwdriver, a handheld power screwdriver, and I used that and I did it all myself. I didn't have help from the husband. I did it. And so I'm really, really proud of myself. I my depression has been back and forth. It's kind of like a seesaw. But any of you that do suffer know that that's what it is a lot of the times. It it comes and goes in waves. Um, today today has been a meh day. Like I got my front door finished and I was happy about that, but I just I have no desire to do anything else. I have no energy to do anything else. Uh, honestly, I didn't go to bed last night till like almost 4 o'clock in the morning when my usual bedtime would have been 9 o'clock at night, maybe 10. Um, I couldn't fall asleep. I could not fall asleep. I sat there and I tried and I tried and I tried. And finally, about 4 o'clock this morning, I finally fell asleep. Um, so I know that's definitely playing a role in everything. Uh, and I got up at I think it was 11 o'clock today. So that that for me was not a lot of sleeping time, and I woke up and I wanted to go back to sleep. Honestly, if I would allow myself, I probably could fall asleep right now, but I don't want to do it. I want to try and refrain from sleeping. Um, uh, I 2 days ago, not yesterday. Yesterday was a bad day. 2 days ago was whenever I started doing all of the stuff. That was a great day. I had lots of energy, I was peppy, and then just all downhill from there. Um, I also know it is coming closer to my mother's anniversary, and I do realize in my brain that that is also playing a role, um, especially because it's gonna be 26 years. It has been 26 years since I last saw my mother alive, and and honestly, to say that out loud, I'm like, wow, oh my God, my mother has been dead more than half of my life. It's it's very, very unsettling to think that my mother has been gone for that long. I I I mean, I've been watching my kids grow up. My son, he's a grown adult now, and I think of all the things that she missed out on seeing, and I just kinda go, I could not imagine not being there for those moments, and knowing that I wouldn't be there for those moments because she knew. She knew she was dying. It it's upsetting, and I'm doing my best not to cry about it because I I don't wanna cry, but it's so hard. It's not even that I haven't seen her or felt her give me a hug or kiss or any of those other number of things. Is that as a mother myself, trying to analyze what she thought, how she felt, knowing the things that she knew. Since she was an RN, she knew. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know that I could look at my kids being as young as we were and saying goodbye for the last time, knowing that you might not wake up the next day to see their beautiful faces. Knowing the hardship that would be bestowed upon those children. Knowing that you are the only parent who truly loves your kids and you're leaving them with an abuser, someone who physically beat them. I don't know that I could do that. I don't know that I could close my eyes. I don't know that I could let them go. And these are the things that make my depression so bad. It's not, oh, poor me. Boo hoo, I've had a rough life. We all have. Yeah, my life was rough growing up, but I could have had it worse. My thought process isn't ever about me. In all honesty, it's about my sisters. It's about my mother. It's about my father, who is currently dying, who's eating himself into a grave. Him and I might not have the greatest relationship. Heck, we might not have a good relationship, but he still is my father. He still is my kids' grandfather. He might not know them. He might not really know who they are as people, but it's not a lack on my part. Well, I guess it kind of is. It's also a lack on his part. He doesn't want to have something to live for anymore. And in the next year, I can say I'm probably going to no longer have any living parents. That's a hard pill to swallow. At 36 years old, I will have no living parents, no living grandparents. I don't have a lot of family. I only talk to my one sister. I talk to my one aunt every once in a while. But I don't have family anymore. I have my husband's family. But biologically, I really don't have anyone. And it makes it very, very hard. It makes you start going, did I do this? Did I cause this? Do people leave because of me? It is hard. It is very, very hard. And I try and push through every day, even if it's that I'm faking that stupid smile that I fake. Not because I want to, But A, it's habit. B, I don't want everybody to go, what's wrong? Because then I have to explain all of the psychological issues that are going on in my head. And it's rough enough and tiring enough to have it going on in my head, let alone trying to explain it to somebody who doesn't understand. Because most of the people around me, they don't have depression. They've never suffered from depression. They've never even really had a depressive state, ever. I live with it. I live with it every day. And it is very, very hard to try and explain it. It's hard to even cope with it sometimes. I muddle through because that's what you do. You get up every day. You brush on that fake smile on your face, and you embrace the world. Even as much as you don't want to. Even as much as it may hurt. And I think a lot of my issue is due to the fact that we are still on stay-at-home orders from the governor. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am one of those people. I support that 100%. I don't care if you don't like the way that I feel. It's how I feel. It is my opinion. And I am entitled to my own opinion. You are entitled to yours. But I have my own, and my own is that we need to still be on this stay-at-home orders. Not just for us. I could probably survive it. I don't really have underlying medical issues. I have some issues, but nothing that is too severe. But for the little ones, for the elderly, my father-in-law, he has severe asthma. He has diabetes. I have to do these orders because I don't want to lose my father-in-law. Because that would be devastating. As much as losing my mother was devastating, this would be devastating. I love my father-in-law. He is a wonderful dad. My mother-in-law, she has been the mother that I've never had. Well, I can't say never, but I don't remember having. Losing them would be like losing a part of myself. So I'm going to do what the governor says. I'm going to stay on stay-at-home orders. If the world opens back up, if Pennsylvania opens back up, and we need to go back into the world and embrace the world, I'm going to use the as many precautions as I possibly can because I do not believe that this is the end of this. I think that we haven't even seen the worst of it yet. And I'm not one to talk politics. I'm not one to talk religion because I have my own views, my own thoughts, and I'm not going to push those views or thoughts on anyone. I don't even push them on my kids. My kids are entitled to feel or view whatever they want, however they want. It is their right as a human being. They are allowed to be whoever they want to be. As long as they are the best version of themselves, I don't care. I don't care if you're gay, straight, uh, transsexual, or uh, non binary. I don't care. Transgender, that was the word I was looking for. Transgender. I don't care. If you are a good, decent human being, you are a good, decent human being. And it's a shame that we are in this world today. And we have seen the Revolutionary War, and we have seen wars upon wars be fought, and people died for us, for freedom. And yet we are still stuck back in the times where people are prosecuted just for who they are. It's sad. I want my kids to be happy. If you are a parent, all you should ever want for your kids is to be happy. If my kids are happy, if they are the best version of themselves that they can be, and what I mean by the best version of themselves is they are caring, decent, loving people who care not only for themselves but for others around them. That is the best version. And I can tell you right now, I don't know how, I don't know why. I got a great daughter who really is one of those decent human beings in the world. From the time she was 4 till she turned 10 years old, she grew her hair so she could donate it. And whenever it came time to donate it, she donated it to Wigs for Kids. And her hair, her really long hair, they took 12 inches off of her hair. Her hair went to a girl with alopecia. You should have seen her face when she got the card in the mail from the child that received her hair. It was like it was Christmas because she knew that she did something to help somebody. When she was a little over 2 years old, we were trying to get rid of the binky pacifier, whatever you may call it. Um, and the Easter Bunny wrote her a note saying that he was taking her binkies to donate them to kids who didn't have any. She was so happy. She didn't care that she didn't have those binkies anymore. She was happy that she helped somebody. She wants to help with Habitat for Humanity. She learned that her father had committed suicide. She wants to do something to help in that. I couldn't ask for a better kid. My son, he gives blood. He's a teenager, so he doesn't do all of those extra things. But that's also because he doesn't live here with me. Um, so I'm not able to help with those things to make sure that he is able to do all of those things. That being said, he is a giving person. If you were somebody on the street and you needed his shirt because you're freezing cold, he'd give you his coat and his shirt. And then he'd probably take you into a coffee shop and get you some hot cocoa or coffee or something to help warm you up. I don't know what I did. I have no handbook on how I raised my kids and how they became so giving and loving. The only thing that I can say with 100% certainty is that they're my kids. And maybe just being my kids is what made them who they are, how they view the world. I don't know. I do know that my son suffers from depression just like I do. Unfortunately, I passed that on to him. And it's a really, really rough road for him. Just because I know how bad it can get. I know that his stepmother has said that he fakes it, that he only suffers from it whenever it fits him or when it's convenient for him. No. And I'm not saying no because she's his stepmother. I'm saying no because I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. He truly does suffer, just like I did. That's why we got tattoos together that say, save me to us, and I'm fine to everybody else. I told him that I would take him to get his very first tattoo. And we did. We went and got his very first tattoo. And we did it as a mother son thing. That was his birthday present. He was so happy to get it. because he knows I suffer from depression. And I know he suffers tremendously. And I say tremendously because he hasn't figured out yet how to really fake through it. Whereas I have years and years of experience with it. But I wanted to get on and tell everyone how I'm doing. It's a rough road. We'll get through somehow. I want to show you my door before I go so you can see how pretty it looks. Because I think it looks gorgeous. That is my door. It's so pretty. But that is it for today. I'm going to jump off, and here shortly I will be going to get the husband from work. So, be safe. Try and be safe while you can. Stay healthy and try and stay happy and positive. Bye, guys.